Hello, I am Gunjan Grover, and today we will be discussing a type of mutual fund that is supposed to be the most flexible in terms of allocation and risk management. Yes, you got that right. We will be discussing about Flexicap funds. In this video, we will be discussing what are Flexicap funds, what are their features, what advantages do Flexicap funds have over the other fund categories, and which are the top 5 Flexicap funds in terms of 5-year percentage return currently. But before that, just a reminder, don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you find it helpful. As the name suggests, Flexicap funds are mutual funds that can invest into small cap, mid cap and large cap categories in a flexible manner without any constraints. These funds are mostly open-ended equity funds. The mandate of a Flexicap fund is the most flexible among all mutual funds. Like a small cap, mid cap or large cap fund has a mandate to invest only into its category, Flexicap funds have no mandate restricting the investment into any category. Flexicap fund managers have the freedom to invest in any company regardless of its size or market segment. The only mandate for a Flexicap fund is to have a 65% of its investment into the equity category. It is much more flexible as compared to a multi-cap funds who have the mandate to maintain a minimum investment of 25% in all three small cap, mid cap and large cap categories. Given the investment freedom allowed to the fund managers, we can expect these funds to be investing in the best performing firms which are market leaders in their field of business, follow proven, robust business models, strong balance sheets, etc. etc. These funds are expected to offer better risk-adjusted returns as compared to any other category, as the managers have the full freedom to tweak their allocations depending on their judgment and market expectations. These funds are expected to provide steady returns during both bull and bear phases, as the manager can switch the fund's allocation to maintain optimal performance at all times. These funds are expected to provide steady returns during both bull and bear phases, as the manager can switch their fund's allocation to maintain optimal performance at all times. For example, in times of bull market, a Flexicap fund can increase its allocation to the small cap sector, which provides greater growth. While in times of bear market, it can increase its allocation to large cap segment to reduce the risk level in the portfolio and protect the capital. Flexicap funds are suitable for long-term investors, given that they are primed to be able to give optimal performance across different market cycles. There is no surprise that Flexicap category is the second biggest equity mutual fund category after the large cap segment. In terms of tax treatment, any profit made on investment in a Flexicap fund within 12 months is taxed at a flat rate of 15%, irrespective of your slab rate. In case of investment of longer than 12 months, the gain is taxed at a flat 10% after the initial exemption of Rs 1 lakh. Now we come to the top 5 Flexicap mutual fund in terms of 5-year return CAGR. Number 1, Parag Flexicap fund with a 5-year CAGR of 22.23%. Parag Flexicap is a Flexicap fund offered by the famed Parag mutual fund. It is said to be operating on the principles of value investing. The scheme asset size is at Rs 14,590 crore currently. The fund managers for this fund are Mr. Raj Mehta and Mr. Rajiv Thakkar. The top 3 categories that the fund is invested in are technology 36.46%, financial 20.24%, services 8.71%. Its expense ratio is 0.87%. The benchmark for this scheme is NIFTY 500 Total Return Index. The top 3 holdings of this fund are: first, Alphabet Inc. Class A 8.5%, Bajaj Holdings 8.41%, ITC Limited 8.04%. Next we talk about PGIM India Flexicap Fund with a 5-year CAGR of 21.15%. PGIM Flexicap is a Flexicap fund offered by PGIM Mutual Fund. PGIM is owned by Prudential Financial of USA, which is one of the top 10 investment managers in the world with assets over $1.5 trillion. The scheme asset size is Rs 2030 crores currently. The fund manager for this fund is Mr. Aniruddha Saha. The top 3 categories that the fund is invested in are financial 20.7%, technology 17.11%, healthcare 15.04%. Its expense ratio is at 0.22%. The benchmark for this scheme is NIFTY 500 Total Return Index. The top 3 holdings for this fund are HDFC 5.53%, ICICI Bank 5.31%, Infosys 4.29%. Next we talk about Access Focus 25 Fund with a 5-year return CAGR of 19.99%. Axis Focus 25 is a Flexicap fund offered by Axis Mutual Fund. Axis Mutual Fund is one of the largest mutual fund houses in India. The fund manager for this fund is Mr. Jinesh Gopani. The scheme asset size is at rupees 19,736 crore currently. The top three categories that the fund is invested in are financial 29.57%, services 16.47%, technology 14.76%. Its expense ratio is at 0.6%. The benchmark for this scheme is the NIFTY 50 Total Return Index. The top three holdings of this fund are Bajaj Finance 10.18%, TCS 8.48%, Info Edge 7.88%. Next we talk about IIFL Focused Equity Fund with a 5-year CAGR of 19.88%. IIFL Focused Equity is the Flexicap fund offered by IIFL Mutual Fund. IIFL Mutual Fund is owned by IIFL Wealth Management, which is a part of the IIFL Group, which is the leading financial services conglomerate in India. The fund manager for this fund is Mr. Mayur Patel. The scheme asset size is rupees 2,085 crore rupees. The top three categories that the fund is invested in are financial 32.37%, technology 14.33%, automobile 6.74%. Its expense ratio is at 0.9%. The benchmark for this scheme is S&P BSE 200 Total Return Index. The top three holdings of this fund are ICICI Bank 9.28%, Infosys 7.34%, HDFC Bank 6.58%. And the last fund we talk about are UTI Flexicap fund with a 5-year CAGR of 19.55%. UTI Flexicap is a Flexicap fund offered by the UTI Mutual Fund. UTI Mutual Fund is owned by UTI AMC, which is one of the largest asset management companies in India. UTI Mutual Fund is also one of the oldest mutual fund houses in India. The fund manager for this fund is Mr. Ajay Tyagi. The scheme asset size is at rupees 22,592 crore. Its expense ratio is 1.09%. The benchmark for this scheme is NIFTY 500 Total Return Index. So these were the top 5 Flexicap funds in terms of their 5-year CAGR. We hope we have been able to explain to you what exactly Flexicap funds are, what are their advantages and how do they work, what are the workings of the top 5 Flexicap funds in India in terms of their last 5-year CAGR. We don't recommend any particular stock or fund, and all of this is just for educational purposes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. On that note, here's me, Gunjan Grover, signing off. Bye-bye, take care, keep calm and invest on.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Please read the risk disclosure documents carefully before investing in equity shares, derivatives, mutual fund, and or other instruments traded on the stock exchanges.